How's it going, everybody? I'm just here at a coffee shop and about to go out and about, but I wanted to do a quick little video. It's a little windy today, but it's really kind of cool out. I'm looking at the mountains here. But I haven't done a video really on anything political, because I see myself as not really a political person, and I think I'm viewed by people in my life as very political and very opinionated in matters of politics. And I was just actually thinking about gaslighting, political gaslighting, that is necessary for basically ideological indoctrination of people in our society right now. And so one of the things that we saw in the last few years, like through COVID and the race riots and whatever else happened in that timeline, was that you saw that the people had to be sold on a narrative for, like, they had to be hooked on the TV, whether it was CNN or on social media. They had to remain on those things, like at all costs. The powers needed them to keep themselves looking at those things. And if they weren't watching those things, then you had to be watching something that was entertaining, something from Netflix, something from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's just, I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch the news or you shouldn't watch Netflix or whatever, but I'm saying that, there's something to the idea that indoctrination and ideology comes from constant repeating of themes and motifs in people's heads, and also ideals and symbols are used for that as well. So in communist regimes, they had to actually hook people on propaganda of the state. But today's propaganda is far more complex and multifaceted than past regimes' propaganda, because past regimes' propaganda was just like newspapers, and if you didn't want to read the propaganda, you just wouldn't read a newspaper. But now it's virtually like everywhere you go. You turn on Instagram and you type in COVID-19, and then it gives you propaganda, and it tells you be careful about this person's channel. They've spread COVID-19 misinformation or whatever. And so there's propaganda on all sorts of different levels, and there's spiritual propaganda out there as well. And we know that as Christians, that spiritual propaganda comes from the devil. It comes from the prince of the power of the air, who's able to influence people through various techniques and forms. And so when Christians are siding with the Marxist system, it's a sign that they're dangerous, that they're weak, that they're susceptible to deception, that they might that they might be swayed and take part in a regime or whatever it is. And so that's the way that caretaker governments are able to, or regimes are able to take over. But I think what's happening now is different than other communist regimes. It's more spiritual. It's more. It's less political. But one of the tools that Marxism uses is it hooks people to it, and it converts people without them knowing that that's what it's actually doing. It converts people without their freedom of choice. And so sometimes the least aware of Marxism or communism, sorry for the wind, those who are least aware are the ones who are the most susceptible to be converted, to become basically tools of the state, instruments of the state, instruments sometimes of the devil too, to turn their family members over to the secret police. That was what was happening in Russia in the 20th century too. The state takes the place of God, and the government, it starts to be what people worship. And so some people have so much trust in the information that they're given through various tools and powers of the state. And when this is the thing that I wanted to get to at the start of this video, when you challenge those powers or whatever, when you expose the powers of Marxism or the powers of modern ideology and progressivism, you're going to be told that you're being too political. You're being too political. Why are you such a political person? But the truth is that I don't even watch the news. I don't even engage in political things. So I'm not a political person, but I'm told by people who literally will watch CNN for 8 hours a day that I'm the political person, that I'm the propagandist, and I'm just a free-thinking, free-feeling human being, like a Christian who sees through the propaganda and sees through the lies, and that's what we all need to be. We need to see godless propaganda for what it is, and then you have to look at the fruits. What are the fruits of this ideology? Well, the fruits are that it demands child sacrifice, it demands all sorts of things. And so I'm just going to tell it how it is. But what they'll do often too is that they will adopt isolated social injustices to create a cause for revolution, when the revolution ends up being the vessel through which somebody who wants to take power or control is going to take power. And so I don't really know what the spiritual outlook is on that, but you got to have discernment. You got to be able to see that these ideologies, these symbols, these constant lessons that people are being taught are not just flesh and blood. Our battle is not just against flesh and blood. And so if you're a Christian and you're progressive and you're gaslighting other Christians who are standing up against the abortion industry, standing up against progressivism, which in the last century claimed millions of lives, then you have to really rethink your philosophy. It doesn't come from God. The progressive system is all about the Tower of Babel. It's all about progressing into the new utopia apart from God, rejecting God's law, and just doing as we will. That's what it's all about. And so don't be gaslighted. And when you see people gaslighting, sometimes it's going to hurt, and the whole point of gaslighting is to make you psychologically start tripping, and you're like, yo, what is going on in my head? Because you're being lied to, and it's oftentimes by somebody that you love, and you're being told that you're a bad person for questioning the totalitarian state. You're a bad person for questioning ideology. You're too political. You're just this or that. You're just a Trump supporter, which, for me, I don't even know much about Donald Trump. All I know is that I had to vote for him in this last election, but I don't see myself as a crazy Trump support. I'm not saying Trump supporters are crazy, but like a wholehearted Trump supporter. Because I'm not a nationalist, I'm a Christian, but I couldn't vote for a party that endorsed child slaughter. So, but anyways, you got to watch the gaslighting, and I hope this video was helpful for somebody out there. If it was, I hope that you will please help me to get some more subscribers, get this video out there for other people that it will help, and to be on your guard. So like, comment, share, etc. And God bless you all. Thanks.